Congratulations, Max Verstappen, for winning the Imola GP 4 consecutive times. And congratulations to Ferrari. After a thrilling, destructive, and worsened job yesterday, they came up in good point. Like I posted on my WhatsApp, I said, number one thing you need to know about Imola is accidents, yellow flag, red flag, the excitement, and all. Ocon had a DNF, Kimi Antonelli had a DNF. Max Verstappen started the race coolly, and he was able to be calm on turn 2, overtaking Piastri, taking the chance and doing it. That is what the 4-time world champion will do. All from there, he was able to get his tire into the free air, and that helped him all through the race. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Imola Analysis. What a race it was. It is filled with so many interesting highlights. And let me start with Yuki Tsunoda. Started from the pit lane and he ended the race in 10th position, which was good for him. To the Aston Martin, great upgrades, but the upgrades could not really put some decent race pace in it. And that really put Aston Martin in where they should not expect. And that messed their race up. 400th race for Red Bull, 600th race for Sauber, and they did a good job. Max Verstappen started some few tenths later than Oscar Piastri, but he was able to break late on turn 2, and from there he overtook Piastri. And from that point, there was no looking back. And I think McLaren had too much confidence that burnt them out. Pierre Gasly, great race. Alpine lost confidence. Other teams have brought upgrades that are superb. Gasly all through today struggled. He was unable to push to the limit, unlike how he did in Miami and he did in Saudi Arabia. Alpine now needs to know that they need to bring upgrade, and the upgrade needs to work. Red Bull's upgrade are working. If Red Bull go into Monaco like this, and possibly if Ferrari can find some consistency, McLaren is going to be a problem. Ferrari only brought rear beam wing, which are track specific, and they brought rear brake duct cooling vanes, which at the point they are losing brake, and to light up the tires became a difficult job for them. But what I think Ferrari gained today was there is a lot of balance on the rear. In the race, they were able to control the car more, have good braking, and they were also able to maintain a good tire temperature all through the race after they've lightened up the tires. Pierre Gasly, worst race for him. Lando Norris did a good job. He was able to push himself, got on the right strategy. Undercut is the best strategy in Imola. When you go undercut and you're looking at 2 pit stops in which we are looking at, and there are no safety cars, which means the others ahead of you have the chance of doing 1 stop, because on the cutting have the opportunity, but you might get into traffic, which affected some people like Leclerc, Norris, all those guys, including Russell, they got into the traffic, and that one way or the other destroyed their race. So when Ocon had this DNF, people like Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton were able to come into the pit. They got track position in some good and decent places, and they were able to keep running. But unfortunately for those that ran into traffic on undercut, they were out. And how did they pan out for Lewis? Lewis had 2 stoppages, but his teammate had 2 also. If he was having an extra tire, he would have had 3. That would have helped his race. He could have come 5th instead of coming 6th, because he was on a 17 laps tire when Antonelli lost his car. Lewis Hamilton did a great job today. He was more composed. He fought Kimi Antonelli for a lot of laps. He got new tires and he was able to push him, because they were under a DRS train and it was difficult to overtake. And it really paid him off today, coming from 7th after the second tire change, overtaking Russell, Albon, and his teammate. That was great race pace for him, and he came in 4th. If he had 2 more laps, he would have overtaken Piastri, because Piastri was virtually running on old tires and he was running on new tires. Red Bulls were just out on their own, especially in the free air. They were just out there shelling times like they were shelling guns, and they had the better overall package in race pace. So McLaren still need to work hard. Now, the thing is, going into Monaco, they are going to be using the same tire specs, which is the C6, C5, and C4 in Monaco. And we can see that the hard tires are the race tires in this race. So going into Monaco is going to be a little bit a tragedy if the teams don't take in cognizance what happened in Imola, because the walls will be waiting for you. The track will be ready to collect you and embrace you in Monaco. And it's a worst race in the sense that you can run a tire for close to 69 of the 70 laps and change on the last lap. It's going to be another horrendous race in the sense that there will be a lot of crashes, there will be a lot of safety cars, and there will be a lot of fun. So going into Monaco, it will be a different thing entirely this weekend. But right there in Imola, it was massive, and I believed and I hope everybody enjoyed the race, because it was very, very interesting. This is what we want to see in the season, especially the fight towards the end. Max Verstappen dominated, though Lando Norris was unable to close in. Not that he tried, he was unable to close in. Charles Leclerc squabbled with Alex Albon. To me, I don't see that as an infringement. Isaac Kaja gave it all. See, Isaac Kaja this season, Kimi Antonelli, those guys are just out of this world. They have given something that other drivers, even mature drivers, have not been able to give this season. Oliver Bierman has done his best. As rookies, they have done a great job. And to Aston Martin, I think Aston Martin will still have to learn a lot, do some few tweaks on their package. And to Mercedes, I've not talked about Mercedes. Mercedes, their race pace today was horrendous. I don't know where Mercedes were. George Russell struggled. In race pace, where Mercedes thinks they are, even with their upgrade, was not where they found themselves. They need to really set themselves down, because if other teams really put what they need to bring, and Mercedes keeps looking, to Mercedes fans, you are having a reality check. Seriously, Mercedes are struggling, but they have just been opportune because Ferrari are having a very huge controversial bad day. McLaren are fighting themselves. No common sense. Red Bull are having only one driver, and Williams have come into the fight because I don't know. Well, James Vowles has just done a terrific job for Williams this season. I don't know where that pace is coming from. From a small team challenging the top four. The stole point from both Mercedes and Ferrari today. Alex Albon did that with a Williams. Last year we saw progress from them, but 2 years ago they were in 0 points, and now the Williams are challenging Ferrari. Williams are challenging Mercedes. Customer team overtaking them. Mercedes are really losing it. Antonelli, great race for him. He had an issue that cost his DNF. That was the second DNF of the race that ended this race. And Charles Leclerc really defended for his life. He was defending as if his life depends on it today against Alex Albon. Congratulations to Max Verstappen for winning. Congratulations to the McLaren, second and third. Congratulations to Williams, especially coming fifth, stealing points from the top guys. And congratulations to Lewis Hamilton and his teammate Charles Leclerc for giving his team a face to save, because if not for those two guys, Ferrari has no shame. They might not have saved their day today. But great one. So much else is coming in as we go on. See you guys. FP1, FP2 Monaco. I love you guys. I always love you. Thank you. Thank you to all the fans that have always commented, that have always liked. Please continue to share this video. We need to develop motorsport in Nigeria. Help us to help the future. That is what I'm about. I want to help the future into the motorsport, and I know that we can all do it together. We can sit back when we are in our late ages and see what we've achieved with the young one. I love you guys. Bye. Cheers.